my bare head. By bare head, of course, I mean there's nothing on it. Not that I have the actual head of a bear, although that would be cool or weird or an improvement. I don't know anyway, that's not the point. There is, however, an actual point, and I'm going to tell you what it is right now. The actual point is a quick little demon type makeup tutorial. As always, I had no real idea what I was doing. It ended up quite Michael Hussar inspired, and I hope you like it. So, first step, take some nose and skull wax. Actually, no, that's the second step. First step, take your sculpting tool and cover it in Vaseline. Also cover your hands in Vaseline when you're working with scar wax. It's the only way to stop it sticking to you and making everything a giant fucking mess. So cover everything in Vaseline, then take a little ball of nose and scar wax, roll it out, and then just slap it on your forehead. Now to start blending that wax into the skin, just take your sculpting tool and your fingertips and just smooth over the wax to get rid of any lumps and bumps, and just press the edges into your skin. The goal is to make your skin and the wax look like they are one and the same. When you're happy with how it's smoothed out, you need to add in a little bit of skin texture so that there's not too much of a difference between the surface of the wax and your own skin. So I'm going to take two little textured sponges and just lightly dab them over the wax to replicate pores. A little side note on scar wax, it's notoriously difficult to work with, but let me tell you that not all nose and scar waxes are created equal. Ben Nye nose and scar wax is the only wax worth working with. I have tried so many different brands and they're all impossible to use. The wax is too hard, it doesn't mold properly, it falls straight off. However, the Ben Nye wax is pliable enough so that you can actually make something with it. So yeah, that's my little tip. I'm adding a light coloured base in the usual way, just foundation, concealer, powder, and all that good kind of crap. Once you're sufficiently paled out, you need to carve across, or whatever shape you want, into the wax. You need to take an object that's going to pass through the wax but isn't so sharp that it's going to hurt the skin underneath. I'm just using the pointed side of a sculpting tool. You could also use the end of a paintbrush or makeup brush, just something that's going to drag through the wax easily. I'm just going for a simple cross shape here, but you could do any shape that your little heart desires. Just filling in that cross with a little bit of red cream paint, and I'm also going to add a light coloured cream paint to my eyebrows. Now moving on to the eyes, going for that irritated, tired, #no concealer kind of look. I'm going to take some red shadow on a large fluffy brush and just sweep that all over the upper and lower eyelids. You don't need to be too neat with it, just blend it out a little bit. And then take some translucent powder on a clean fluffy brush and then just diffuse the edges the whole way around. Adding a darker shadow here for depth, and it's just the same thing as before, just don't expand it to such a large area. Just pat it on and then just diffuse the edges and blend it out a little bit, but nothing needs to be too neat here. The lighting decided to do a thing, an undesirable thing. I think perhaps the sun was trying to make a rare appearance here, so I'm sorry for that. I will get around to fighting the sun, I just haven't done it yet. Adding in a little bit of coloured highlighter here, aka red eyeshadow, mixed with some shiny crap, because I'm going through a phase where I think it's cute. For this next step, I'm using alcohol activated paints. However, if you don't have those, you could use watercolor paints, you could use cream paints or lipsticks, watered down, well, not watered down, thinned down with a little bit of 99% alcohol. And I'm just going to use a very thin brush. I think this is a nail art brush, just to draw on some veins I like veining for these kinds of looks because it breaks up the skin and makes things look a little bit translucent. You just draw in the lines wherever you want them, and then you can gently tap on them just to blend them into the skin a little better. And rather than mascara, I'm going to go in with a little bit of white paint on a spoolie brush because I like the contrast between the red and the white, and I wanted to keep that going. So, like I mentioned earlier, I went into this with no plan because that's just always what I fucking do. The lips kind of changed halfway through, but I left this part in because it's still useful, I guess. I'm just overlining the lips and I'm going to fill them in with that same red pencil. Eventually I am just going to kind of mess this up a bit, but you could do it either way. I also decided halfway through applying the lip liner that I was going to add some small cuts onto the lips, and it's the exact same principle as the cross on the head. Just take a small amount of wax, blend it in, create a little wound, colour it in, and that's it. When you're happy with the wound placement and your paint and all the rest of that jazz, you can start adding in the blood. I'm starting with a thick blood like a wound filler or scab blood, something like that, just to pack the wounds out a little bit. I'm just taking a little stick thing and using that to fill the wounds. And this is around the time that my camera decided to die. So I recorded the end of the video on my phone, so there's going to be a drastic drop in quality. Not that the quality was great to begin with, so I'm very sorry about this. To finish this look up, I'm just going to paint my neck and my chest in what is essentially a big bloody fucking mess. So I'm just smearing some red and black paint and eyeshadow around and hoping for the best. I'm going to add in blood to all the wounds. I'm just going to put a couple of drops on and then smear it around, dye it around the place just so that it looks like there was blood there and it's been kind of cleaned up or it's dried. I just like that kind of look. Then finally add some contacts, and I've added some little horns that I had from another makeup, and you're done. You're ready to go and eat some souls and possess some innocent people and do all those other cool demon-y type things. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something useful. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Please hit the thumbs up if you liked this video. If you didn't like this video, consider hitting thumbs up anyway because, hey, why the fuck not? And I'll see you guys in the next one.